I'm Reen Schwarzer, and you're listening to the Giant Sword Podcast. Microphones, activate!
Hello, and welcome to this week's Giant Sword Podcast. I'm your party leader, Nick Lynn. To my side are my noble and here you are, Taylor Hoyt.
I'm sick.
Laughing Maddie.
I'm laughing. Oh, I went to the wrong one. I don't care about you hacks. There you go.
There you go.
Hi!
You just leave it like that.
Yeah. And you forgot to do one thing, Maddie.
What, turn off fade?
Ha!
It's okay.
It's all
We can
good.
fade. Hi, guys.
Yeah.
Fade's good.
Woo!
I'll turn it off now.
Yep. How's everyone? I know that you're sick.
I'm a little sick.
Maddie, are you sick?
I'm recovering, a little sniffly, but I'm pretty good right now.
All our health is at 75%.
You need to get some more pots and tonics.
I
And,
really do.
Some green gels.
It's the weather, man. The weather changes are just messing with me.
It's rain.
You know what I blame it on?
What?
I'm going to get a little conspiracy theory on you.
Okay.
So I haven't gotten a cold the last couple seasons. This is the first year they're like, hey, do you want a flu shot? And I'm like, sure. Got a flu shot, and then like 2 weeks later, I'm like sicker than I've been in a long time.
Yeah.
That's my theory.
They put stuff in the water that turn...
Yes. They turn the frogs. By the way, I want to give a special tip of the mask to the Joker mask Maddie's wearing. Like a couple hours before the podcast started, I was like, you know what? I need some P5 vibes. So I restarted New Game Plus on Persona 5 up until the first day of school. Yeah, that game's...
It's good.
The first day of school, so the game hasn't even started.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah. No, you got to play the best part, which was the beginning.
No.
No.
No, the best part is not the
The
beginning.
best part
thing is
is
totally
Top
messed
of the
up.
Arc, obviously.
The best part is when you actually start having freedom.
Yeah, right.
Where you're
It's
not
weird,
forced
though.
to go to bed every night.
Yeah. No, you always are forced to go to bed.
Yeah.
The
Stupid.
entire
Stupid Morgana.
even when you go to what's it called? I forgot. Mementos.
Mementos.
Unless you have level 10
Kawakami.
social link with Kawakami.
Oh, boy.
Dude, I can't wait for my playthrough because I'm going to just burn through everything with Kawakami.
Well, it's fun because on New Game Plus you have all of your stats are the same, or your social stats are the same. You have items.
And then as soon as
money.
you go into the social link of whatever characters you've gotten to 10,
Yeah.
you'll just get everything that they gave you.
Oh, nice.
I don't think it's everything. I think it's certain stuff.
It's certain stuff, but for the important one, Gun Kid, you get all of them. The most
I wonder
important.
if you get the Shogi girl. That's the most important one.
That is true. But
I'll
you
be
have
able to
you
test it
actually
out.
have to get her social link. I don't know when you
Which
get it.
happens a little bit deep in the game.
Yeah, you know what's really funny? I remember when we did our spoiler cast, we were like, "Oh my gosh, I wonder how long." Or when we first talked about, like, I wonder how long it's going to be until like it catches up to real time with the story.
Oh my god.
You know what's funny? I caught this at the beginning of the game. It's like, and back when this all started, half a year ago. So it literally tells you at the beginning of the game that 6 months later is when it'll catch up to real time.
Wait, it does?
Yeah, it says that.
Oh,
And it's
no.
It's just so subtle. It's when Joker's standing there and the little blue butterfly flies by. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they say that. So I'm like, oh, okay. So in month 10 is when you catch up to real time. But I totally didn't remember that because, like, you don't, like, why would you remember that?
Why would you remember anything?
It's
Because it's a great game.
also, it's kind of like, yeah.
So let's move on to the little news that we have.
Yeah, so this is, like, totally doesn't matter anymore. But we're just catching up because we didn't talk about it in the last podcast. So if you remember on the last podcast, we talked about the Valkyria Chronicles teaser site. And we were all certain it was going to be a mobile game.
Well, I didn't care, but you know,
Yeah, it was...
like I don't
didn't
know.
matter one way or another.
Did you see that tweet she sent you? It was so rude. She
It
was
was-
like, "You care about this?" I was like, "Maddie."
Oh my
it's all
God.
about You.
Yeah, and then Maddie told me it was you.
He texted me late at night, and he was just like, "By the way, what's up with that tweet?" And I was like, "That was Nick." I deleted it right away.
It was funny
Yeah.
because I was like, "Hey, Maddie, can I see this, please?" There you go.
Stupid. Can't resist being a jerk. Yeah. But it was funny because I went back and listened to the podcast and what I said. I'm like, oh, it's a mobile game, but it'd be great if it was Valkyria Chronicles 4 and it was on like a modern console and it had. There's still social links might still be in there. We don't know yet.
Isn't it like actually a sequel to 1?
No, it takes. This is like the Second World War or whatever. But yeah, Valkyria Chronicles 4 got officially announced for PS4, Xbox One, and that beautiful Switch. And the thing that people are most upset about is that there was no PC version announced, which I think that will come. And I think they'd be dumb for it not to come because, like, PC version is more or less what saved that game. You know, when they released it on Steam and it sold like over almost 1 million copies. Like, oh, there's actually interest in this kind of game. Okay. So it might be one of those things where they release the console versions and then like 6 months later they'll release the PC version.
And everyone was crying. Go, it's Chronicles.
Taylor, were you crying?
And then we're like, hey, where's 3?
Yeah.
Where's 3, Sega?
We're never going to get 3. It's a lost cause. And then really quick, just to go over the deets before we give more opinions. So it's coming out for PS4 in March in Japan. And then the rest will come out in summer, I think. And there's no release date for the West, just 2018. Although, somewhere I read that it's going to be like a worldwide release. So maybe it'll release on PS4 in March here also. But who knows? We'll keep my hopes up.
In March. Can you stop releasing games early in the year?
I know.
Stop.
Get
some help.
Get some help,
guys. Jeez. But yeah, no, I'm very excited about this. I want to replay 1. I never beat it. It's super hard, so I want to sit there with a guide and so I can complete it. But I love the story. I love the look. I love all the characters.
I think I stopped at like where everyone stopped, where you're like in a cave or mine or something, and then you get destroyed like instantly. And I'm like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah, some of the objectives were really hard. Like, there's a couple missions where you have to like deploy smoke so the enemy can't see you as you're moving. There's one where you have to like blow up like a railway right as a train's going over, and you have to time it like perfectly, and that was really hard. So
I was also like 17 or 18 when I played it. So
yeah, that game is almost 10 years old now. It came out 2008, I think.
You guys are old.
We are old.
we are old.
I'm getting gray hair, man.
Nick has gray hair.
I've had gray hair since I
There's
was...
a little gray patch like right there. It's blonde, I think,
I've
but
had gray hair forever. Got it.
I don't know what that's from, and I always point it out for some reason.
Yeah, stop pointing it out. I'm self-conscious about it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna keep pointing it out then.
Okay.
And Nick will get mad and he'll be like,
Ooh.
What the heck was that, Maddie?
I saw this.
All the people here is, ooh.
I'm so... Yeah, okay, so...
"Ooh, he's gonna strangle him." All right.
I saw Tales of Zestiria on the side, and I got excited.
Ooh,
Ooh, I want to replay it.
that's funny.
Don't worry
Yeah,
about it.
So
Don't worry about it.
Maddie doesn't care too much about Valkyria Chronicles, right?
What did I see of it? I saw a screenshot. I didn't look at any gameplay. I'm sure if I did, it'd be like, it might be interesting, but it's not like, oh my god, Valkyria Chronicles, I totally know what that is. I don't.
Sure.
So-
I literally freaked out when somebody posted.
Yeah. I saw it before you because I saw it and I'm like, oh my god, Nick. And he's like, what? I just turned it around. He's like, just nods. Okay. And I'm like, I'm surprised Taylor hasn't said anything yet. And just refresh. Oh, there it is.
Yeah. Well, because I was on the Reset Era forum and somebody had posted something. I'm like, what is this? And if you pull up the trailer, the very first trailer, it says Valkyria Chronicles project announcement or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay. So I watch it and it's like the developers.
Yeah, they were talking about it, and I'm like, what is this? And then it's like, boom.
Well, because at first I didn't want to believe it. Like, they were showing like a PS4 controller and then they had like blurred out gameplay. I'm like, oh, this can't be it. And then the logo pops up. It says 4. I was like, oh my god, no way! I was like freaking out. And then they cut to like all these like animated cutscenes and stuff. Well, like in-game cutscenes.
Do you have a triggered face? Nick, do it.
Triggered face.
Where you're like,
That's internal suppression.
But and it was, gosh, yeah. But I think that's what everybody wanted. Of course, I want to play it on Switch. I don't know how it's going to run on Switch, but if it's a staggered release, like I just got to get it, whatever comes first. So probably the PS4 version. But here's hoping it's not as hard. But I think the thing that people like most about it is that it's normal people getting thrust into like a war situation that they didn't really call for. Like the opening of that game,
Normal
of the first game is amazing because Alicia's like a baker, Welkin is just like an artist, and then their hometown gets attacked, and they're like, "Well, I guess we gotta join the war effort now."
It is
What?
basic trope. Your hometown gets destroyed.
oh. I was playing
Maddie's all
something else.
excited about something.
I was.
Maddie's
I'm
excited
excited because I
because
found another Zestiria lover.
Zestiria lover.
Ned, yes, thank you.
Nick's
It is a good
Zestiria
game.
lover. This is what you guys can bond over. Your
This
love
is
of
what
Zestiria.
you remember last night when we started talking about like stuff between Zestiria and Berseria, and we're like, Taylor, do you care? And you're just like, no. And we just got into a really in-depth conversation.
Yeah,
That was great.
that was great.
We need that sequel. Or we need
We need the
The
in-between
middle-
game.
we need that prequel.
We need the prequel sequel.
in between. Just
Oh
soft sea boot?
man,
the soft sea boot.
Yeah, it's awesome.
what if it's like it flashes to the in between, right? And then it also flashes to after sister. Yeah, it's like an in between.
What?
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
They could create a story out of that somehow.
So anyway, I'm excited about Valkyria Chronicles 4. Gonna be awesome.
It is.
Nick had a surprise face for some reason.
I keep pressing refresh instead of not refresh.
Stop pushing the wrong buttons. Okay. So next, there was a tease of some Final Fantasy 12 happy news, and to me, this like is so doesn't matter. But I've never played 12 all the way through, so I don't know if this is a big deal or not. But they added this thing back into the HD version called the Sky Pirates Den, which is apparently like
It's a raid.
No, it's not. That'd be cool if it was. But no, it's basically like a trophy room, more or less, where like once you accomplish tasks that aren't laid out to you, then little sprite characters are added to this den, and you get like little rewards and stuff. So, but I don't.
Didn't we say it was like, oh, it's just a PC release?
It wasn't even that. But then they added there's also a free theme available for PS4, and it's basically a bunch of bunny butts. So
Okay.
yeah, which is Fran. Fran is one of the bunny people. And it's like that village, but it's all from behind, so all you just see is a bunch of like bunny butts with thongs. I'm like, okay. I literally put it on my PS4, and I'm like, no, this is a little much. So I took it off, and I got the
Which one? The Vera?
it's the something. Yeah, that village, Ute Village or something. Somebody can correct me. I don't know what it's called, but it like the trees are really pretty. It's like this watercolor tree village, and it looks nice, but the bunny butts are just right in your face. So I'm like, can't do it.
What is it?
Too many bunny butts.
Final Fantasy 12 theme. Are you just looking at what it is? Yeah, it's but yeah, and the music's really pretty and stuff, but I can't do it.
It's over.
So that's all that was. It was not too big of a deal. I don't know if you can. It's like green. There's like a pretty. Yeah, that's it right there. That one. Yeah, see, pretty egregious with the butts.
That is pretty egregious with the butts.
So if you like bunny butts, it's free. Go download it. Yeah, again, there's not much more news, but as everybody here is big Falcom fans, we got a couple bits of Falcom news. So I feel like we talked about this, but it popped up on Gematsu again, so I'm going to talk about it. But Tokyo Xanadu EX has a PC release date of December 8th. So I don't know if people were waiting for the announcement of that, but that's coming out.
When's the pre-order thing that we got coming out?
December 8th.
Oh, is it December 8th? Okay. Yeah.
These come out on the same day. Cool.
Hope it's a better blade deck.
It's not going to be a better blade deck.
We can pray.
We should complain.
Complain.
Then they'll be like, we're sorry. We rushed it. We're going to make
They're going to redo the translation patch.
Blade deck. It comes with Blade 2 and 3.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh. There you go.
Speaking of which, you're referencing the Ease 8 patch. I think that patch is out, by the way, for anybody that is curious to...
Really?
I think they released it, or it's out very, very soon. Yeah.
Just load it up.
Yep.
Right now.
And then you hear Hummel and Maddie's be like, it's not him.
That's still Sean. It's okay.
Sean. It's always Sean.
Yep.
I got used to him as Hummel, though. Like, I started calling him Hummel, not Sean.
Sup, Hummel?
Sup, Hummel?
He's probably
Hummel's
like,
Bay.
Reen Schwarzer.
He's probably like,
I'm going to make another anime speech.
Because there's a really funny tweet from Exy that you guys should go watch. It's just Reen's face and Sean's doing a VO. And he gets pied in the face.
He retweeted it.
That's really funny, yeah. It's good.
But they
Kathleen
said
says it's 2018.
That's weird.
What?
The Wii used patch.
The
Yeez patch.
Oh, I thought you said Wii U. I'm like, the Wii U patch. The
Gets-
Wii U patch?
The Wii U
So
patch.
now we need to ask Sean to do a Hummel intro.
He's like, all right, you have to be sick and then do it. Wait till you're sick. Wait till you're yelling a lot. It's funny. I think he said this on the podcast, but he recently tweeted he was at a furry convention. He had a bunch of furry pictures.
Yep.
Yep. Pretty funny. Pretty furry.
We figured out he was a furry right away.
Yeah. And the last bit of news is that the next game in the Trails of Cold Steel series will be the last game in the Trails of Cold Steel series.
So Cold Steel 4, like I said.
They didn't explicitly call it 4.
It's Cold Steel 4.
They're calling
It's
it
called Cold Steel.
GT.
The Revolution.
Yeah. Cold Steel GT. Yeah, it's not going to be canon.
Not going to be canon.
Okay.
Or it's going to be, and then they're going to cancel it and they're going to release a new one. It's going to be called Trails of Cold Steel Super.
Yeah.
And it's going to be the real one.
Yeah. They didn't cancel GT. It ended.
Yeah.
It ended weirdly.
Yeah.
I want you to see that ending.
I don't want to
watch it.
I don't want to
after
see that
this.
ending.
GT. Isn't like Goku a kid again in GT?
Yeah, but no. Okay, it's really weird, Taylor. I want to show you the ending of that thing.
Okay. So that's it for news. That's all we got. It's a very light week. I think next week we'll probably start doing PSX predictions.
Oh,
baby.
snap.
So not this coming week, but next week is PSX.
Pull my
boy.
calendar.
Yeah, next week.
And the game awards. I think it'd be fun to do some game
Ooh,
award
Game
predictions.
Awards. Wait, now?
Just for the categories we care about. I know next week we'll do PSX and Game Awards.
Okay.
And then maybe the week after we'll do reactions and eventually our Game of the Year discussion. It'll just be one.
It's going to be...
Persona 5 Spoilercast Part 2.
Yeah. Basically.
No, we'll try to elaborate more outside of that. But anyway, so we've all been playing some games. Let's start with Nick, because we never start with Nick. Nick, what have you been playing lately?
I don't even know. What have you been playing? Oh, wait, I know. Just kidding.
You know what I've been playing?
Yeah,
I've been
whatever.
playing Xenoblade Chronicles. Trying to rush to that game.
It seems like you just love that game. You're just having a great
Yeah,
time.
but
with it.
so much fun.
You have your movies on. You're just slouching in your chair, just like, just...
I'm not even listening to it. It's just like, the headphones are right there. I'm just like, okay, I gotta get through this game.
Where's his controller? Yeah, is this the thing you use? It's just like,
Oh my
okay,
God, kill me.
okay.
But then, no, it's that, and then when the story turns on, I'm like,
Just like,
okay,
oh.
now
Yeah,
I'm
he has the
interested.
headphones on. He's like,
You're getting
all
all into
right,
it
all
now.
right, all
I'm
right. And then he gets out. He's just like,
It's like, oh great, now I gotta go up 4 floors of a huge dungeon that doesn't even matter. Why is this even here?
who knows?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's fun. I really like the characters. Really like the story. I hate the open worldness of it.
I was going to say, I was commenting on that last night. It blows me away that that's a Wii game. Just like the scope of it is like pretty impressive. But you're right, it is a lot of open nothingness.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I gotta go over there to spend 5 minutes. Do 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 do. Okay, I'm there.
Okay, but Nick,
What?
does it have good music?
It's all right music.
All right.
I mean, it's pretty good. Had some good songs in there.
Yeah, I was listening to the soundtrack at work last week. It's pretty good.
Mhm.
It's not like... I think people overhype it a little bit. Or maybe it's just not my taste, but...
Is it Mitsuya?
It is. He is...
It's the
he's
Chrono
the-
Cross guy.
He's the GOAT.
Chrono Cross guy. But yeah, I mean, I enjoy it. People tend to hype it up for me, and
See, now you know how I feel about Cold Steel.
I was extremely excited.
Yep. Although, I'll go back and play it. If we ever get the PS4, if we get Kai, I'll play it.
Or you get
Yeah.
the PC. You get a new PC.
I don't like playing on PC.
Why not? You can just.
There's no trophies.
Oh.
There is
Yeah, there are. There's Steam trophies.
No, that's not the same thing.
It's
It is
achievements.
exactly-
You can't earn money. Actually, that's not true either.
That's
You
not-
can sell
you-
cards.
you can,
and
yeah.
make money.
There you go.
I think I've made a total of like 50 cents selling Steam cards. Is that still a thing? Can you still
Yeah.
get cards and sell them?
Mhm.
That's so funny. They're like
That's-
nothing.
That's like the way to level up is to get certain cards, and
I don't even pay attention to Steam levels. I don't.
I don't either.
Who
yeah.
cares? Play the
yeah.
games.
I've also started Zero no Kiseki,
Really?
mm-hmm.
How?
which is cross spell
Fan patch.
with fan patch.
Is it good?
No, he said it was awful, but
Is it
it's
kawaii?
interesting.
Editor's note, kawaii means cute.
There's none of that. It's definitely fan translatey, and there's I mean, it's not like a really good fan translation is the PS1 Tales of Fantasia. It's
Mhm.
like so professional, and like there's like no bugs, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in this one, they're like didn't even care sometimes. Like the text goes like off the text box sometimes.
That's funny.
And I'm like, okay, I get. It's like I get the gif of what's going on. There's some
The-
typos.
the-
and
the-
some,
the
some,
gif?
Some gif. It's some of the gif.
Gist.
Gist. I say gif.
I just imagine he put a GIF in front of it. It's just like I get the GIF.
And then. So yeah, I've been playing that. Some grammar errors. Definitely has a stupid like. This will never be. This will never happen in a Trails game where it's like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm like, okay.
Wait, that was in it?
Okay. I mean, I get it that they're like gang members, but you gotta say it in like what Xseed would say.
Yeah.
They're not gonna throw any f bombs.
Darn
Yeah.
you.
It's like, darn you! I hate you, Gohan.
I will defeat you now. I'll send you to the next dimension. They're watching that first dub of the Android fight was really funny. I'm like, wow, this is bad.
Darn you.
Darn you. But I was like, hey, at least I didn't say I'm going to send you to the next dimension. You actually said I'm going to kill you.
Yep.
But yeah, that's what I've been playing. It's really, I got really invested in it. It's really interesting. But it's like, I was loading. I'm like, oh, hey, look, I'm gonna be a policeman, and I'm gonna do, jobs for people around the city, and yeah, I'm a bracer, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, you are?
What? No, we're police.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What graphically? What does it look like? Like trails in the sky?
It looks like Trails in the Sky, except
With cold
better.
steel.
Yeah, it's hard. It's like it looks different. Like the proportions look different, but it still looks like the character models still look like in the sky.
Okay.
But it was weird because it has all the things that Cold Steel has. So you could switch like your party members by pressing a button, and then you could attack. And I'm like, this is weird.
Wait, in Sky, did you have like the snake hid a trail of your party members?
Yeah.
And you'd get hit by a
I
monster.
don't know if you get hit still, but yeah, you do.
Yeah, I thought you did. Yeah.
But they have this thing where if you hit the monster and to have a max advantage, there's something called a team rush,
Okay.
and it's like
Ooh.
yeah. So they all attack and they all run towards the enemy. And
Now.
I'm like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
But it's only when you do a sneak attack.
Sneak
Yeah,
attack.
it's like a special ability in the battle.
Do you have to earn it, or is it every time you get a sneak attack off?
It's in a sneak attack. It pops up as one. You know how on battles and there's like plus 10% HP and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's a new one called like Team Rush.
Oh,
That's only when you sneak attack though.
interesting.
So it's fun. I'm still doing got the chapter 1, did the prologue, and I'm like, oh, this is interesting. It's like very corrupted. I just want to see the tie to Cold Steel. I think it's taking place a year before Cold Steel though.
What else happening during Cold Steel? That was the whole thing. Is they're happening at the same time?
Yeah, but some events happen that I don't want to say for you that make it seem like it's not. Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, like the scene happened, and I'm like, "Eee! There they are!"
The crackers, Gromit.
Yeah, the crackers.
The crackers. We forgot the crackers. Don't worry about it.
I don't know what that's from.
I said
I'm
Gromit. Come on.
Except you
Oh,
said
Wallace
Gromit.
and Gromit?
There we go. Good job.
Anytime I don't get a reference, I just, at this point, assume it's from a Muppet Christmas Carol.
But yeah, I'm playing it now because I'm like, I need to know this now, and I don't think we're gonna get one from Xseed for a while,
If ever.
But definitely, if you do get it, I'm definitely gonna play the Xseed one because, I don't want my.
You want it to
I
be
don't want my game
official?
to be like, you know what, you're a piece of shit. Well, fuck you, man. It's like, okay.
Okay.
That's funny.
That's what I love fan
It,
translation
it,
sometimes.
it reminds me of Pokemon Sun and Moon where you're fighting like Team Skull or whatever, and like they're like these gangster guys or whatever, and I'm like, that'd be really funny if they like started cussing in a Pokemon game. But yeah, not even.
Apparently, in anime, there is a huge pack of Team Skull people. My friend's dressed as Team Skull.
Oh,
They're
Yeah,
just like,
we saw them.
you saw them.
You were there.
Yeah.
We were
Well,
right
he apparently doesn't remember that
Well,
guy
Taylor
right
doesn't
there.
remember a lot of things, so.
That's true.
It was your old coworker from Red Robin, right?
You also remember?
4 of them. Yes.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Pepper Charger remembers.
Piece of jerk.
What?
Piece of jerk.
You piece of jerk.
Oh, okay.
All right. So Taylor, you've
Yes.
been playing.
More of that Chrono Trigger. I did mention P5, but that was just a little bit today, just to wet the palate. But yeah, no, been blasting through it. Made some good progress this weekend, and everybody's like, "Oh, I can't believe you're not done with this game yet." But
Yeah, I can't believe you're not done with this game yet.
yeah, about 9 hours in, according to the in-game timer, and I have a walkthrough open because you're hopping between. There was one part where I got kind of stuck. For the most part, it tells you where to go, but there was one part where I got stuck, so I'm like, I always just kind of have a walkthrough handy now if I ever get lost. But again, this game continues to hold up in the sense that you know where to go. The design is not too confusing. That's always my worry playing these old like Super Nintendo era JRPGs or heck even PS1 era is that you go in there and it's like this dungeon that makes no sense and you get lost and everything looks the same. But with Chrono Cross, it's not really like that. It's pretty straightforward. It's unique. I have not died yet, which has been cool. It's challenging, but it's not like pull your hair out challenging, like unfair, where they keep piling stuff on. Although I did just fight a boss where they do big damage and they poison you, so I had to keep track of 2 things at once. But for the most part, it's just keep your party HP high, wait for a big attack, heal up, and find a move that does the most damage. But the party member that I keep using the most is this guy. His name is Robo, but I renamed him Reggie.
Why'd you name him Reggie?
Because his robot name was R66Y. And I'm like, oh, Reggie. So that's what I call him. I call him Reggie.
Is his body ready?
His body's ready, yes. But he's just the most versatile. He has a ton of HP. He has a heal spell that heals everybody, and he can hit really hard. So, like, there's often times where you have to take a party member depending on what area you're in. So I'm like, I'm just always going to take the robot because he's so good. He's just so versatile. So, yeah, I think I'm a little over halfway through the game now. I would say I'm 3/5 of the way through based on the walkthrough, and it has like a chapter list. So who knows? It could be further, it could be shorter, but it's one of those games where there's this thing you go to called the End of Time, and it's sort of like a hub where you can swap between the different time zones. And there's this little bucket, and you can just end the game at any time and beat the boss if you want. But I don't want to do that. I want to get the true ending, because I could just end it and say I beat it, but that, I would feel bad.
Cheated it.
Yeah, I want the whole experience.
Also, I don't think you'll be able to beat it.
Yeah, I don't think I'm leveled up. But like I said, I haven't had too much trouble with any one boss. It's been pretty straightforward. And again, the thing that keeps blowing me away are like the secrets and the way the game turns things on their head. Like there was this, I'm in this like floating city now, and I went to this room and like I was like, oh, let me look at this book, and I opened the book up and then like fire came out. I'm like, that's weird, and I closed it and then it stopped. And I kept opening these books and like different spells would come out, and I did it in the right order, and then like a secret door opened.
You're right.
I'm like, all right, that's cool. Yeah, so enjoying it. It's gonna beat it. I want to try to beat it before Friday, because Xenoblade 2 comes out. Excuse me.
That's why I have to beat Xenoblade 1.
Yep. So
It's never ending. Feels like I'm at the end, but I don't think I'm at the end.
yeah, sorry. But yeah, I think I can. It's not based on what people are saying. I've only got maybe 6-ish hours left, especially because I'm trying to mainline it. There's some side quests that I'm doing, but for the most part, I'm not going too far off the beaten path. I mean, the game's not really like that. But there are villages where, like, there was this one village back in like the dinosaur age where you have to trade items for weapons. And at one point, I went there for a second time and they had new items. So I'm like, all right, well, let's go get the items and get geared up. So I'll do that, but not. It's not really that kind of game, I guess. So, but yeah, still enjoying it. Gonna beat it. It's again continues to blow me away how well it holds up, and people were right. So
What's next? Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I just
probably Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I'm since I'm in this mood of I'm playing the classics. I kind of want to try Final Fantasy 6 again. I kind of want to just blaze through the important ones, because I've obviously beat 7, 8, 9, 10. I haven't beat 9, excuse me. I beat 7, 8, Tactics 10, and I want to beat 6, 9, 12. Even 13, as bad as that one is. I just want to beat it to say...
You want to beat the hallway?
I want to beat the hallway. Well, I just want to have a perspective and opinion, instead of just be like, it's trash, it's the worst.
It's the worst thing ever played.
And it's...
I forgot where I stopped. Where did I stop?
I don't even know.
I think Snow finally got Shiva. Whoa. No, I think I was a little farther than that.
Spoilers.
And he's when he's waiting, he's just like...
Isn't Shiva a motorcycle or something?
Yeah, he
That's
rides
awesome.
Shiva.
Jeez.
Dirty
Hentai. But yeah, at some point, I want to say, yes, I beat all the important Final Fantasies. Like, I feel like, in my head, for some reason, like, whenever I hear people talk about Final Fantasy, 2, 3, and 5 are the least talked about. Like, 1, obviously, it's the first one. And then a lot of people really like 4 and 6. But 1, 2, I feel like I can skip 2, 3, and 5. We're streaming live, so if anybody has a differing opinion or wants to tell me I'm wrong, let me know. But I just don't hear anybody talk about 2, 3, and 5. So I want to find the best version of 1, beat 1, just to say I beat 1, and then just go chronological and beat them all at some point. I don't know if I'll have time between Xenoblade 2 and Ni no Kuni 2, if that actually comes out when it is. I don't think it is, because they keep releasing trailers and stuff, and they don't have the release date. So I think it is getting delayed.
Forgot that I finished Final Fantasy Tactics 2, JRPG Journals, Season 0.
Not the
Finally
sequel,
done.
but TOO.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a little nostalgic documentary thing that we watched about retelling the story, and I'm like, this is so confusing.
Thank you, Kimpy, for showing that. Even though I knew what the story was, it was fun watching again.
It was.
And Taylor was like, I get it.
There were so many moments, like especially the Olin thing. Like I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we watched the one on 8, and I'm like, what even is this game?
Yeah,
like
8's
story is ridiculous.
It's so ridiculous. I'm like, what is going on here? This doesn't make sense.
And the coincidence, like, oh, we were all in the same orphanage, and like, I'm your father, and you're my son, and all everything's connected.
I wasn't even paying attention. I couldn't believe when I heard that.
So what they need to do is they need to do like, they have to make this person do this person do this, and they need to create time to compress, and then they need to kill the person in the future, but they can't go to the future, and then they have to bring it, and it's like, shut up.
Yeah, it was so combobulated. It's just like, keep it simple.
It was really super funny.
Yeah. It was, but Final Fantasy's always been like that. They can't.
I want to listen to the 10 one. I want to see how complicated that one is.
Yeah, 10's weird too because it has to do with sin and stuff like that. And yeah, 10 is probably one of my least favorite. Like if I were to sit and rank all the Final Fantasies I've beaten, I'm not going to count Lightning Returns because that's like a side thing. I'm talking about just purely 1 through 15. Like of the ones I've beat, I'd probably put 10 last. Maybe right above it is 8 because I love the world and I love the music of 8, but the playing is just like such a chore with the drawing and all that stuff. Like the combat is actually really good in 10. Like if they were to ever go back to turn-based, just do 10 again because 10 is awesome.
Just do 10. And nothing else, just 10.
Just 10. Yeah, 10-3. Here we go.
Well, you played 10 2 and you're like, I don't like this.
Yeah, I played it for a couple hours, like, because everybody was saying, oh yeah, it's like Lightning Returns. I'm like, oh, I love the Lightning Returns battle system, and I played it, and I'm like, it really isn't. It's not as great. It's not that great, and it was like trying to be like, I don't know how to describe this. It wasn't a JRPG. It was like you go on missions, and the areas are really small. It's strange. It's a really weird game. I didn't really like it. I thought, me, I'm all about the waifus and all that stuff and getting costumes, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great, and I'm like, no, I'm done with this.
No.
Like, I don't think so.
There's not enough skin. I can't do this.
There was too much skin, I would say.
Ooh.
Especially with I can't even think of her name. The girl that has like she just wears like a bikini top with the blonde hair.
Riku?
Yeah, Riku. Thank you.
I remember that name, and you do not.
I don't know. Anyway, that's what I've been playing. Maddie,
Yes.
it's your turn to tell us what you've been playing.
Okay. Can I finish this fight first?
No.
No.
Dang it.
This is a podcast, not a.
It's a podcast?
What is that? What is that quote from the YouTube? This is
From the YouTube?
yeah.
From the YouTubes?
This is a podcast, not a guttermouth convention or whatever.
What?
I don't know.
I thought this was a guttermouth convention, not a restaurant.
Yeah. That's it.
I'm playing the Lunar, whatever, Silver Star Harmony. Is that what the one I'm playing?
Yeah, the PSP remake.
The
yes.
PSP
Pretty
remake.
much Lunar 1.
Lunar 1. And, God, someone died again. Let me just turn that off. Okay.
Oh God, end the pain. Stop the
Stop,
pain.
please, someone. Stop the pain. I'm playing it. I'm 20 hours in. It's alright.
It's a game.
It's a game I'm playing. I'm frustrated with the battle system because it's boring. It's like attack the thing. I feel like there's no consequences for doing certain things. Like just you are constantly getting a bunch of like starlights, and it's just like, okay, now that I have this building, it just instantly kills everyone. I guess I'm gonna use it. There's no consequence for that. And it's like, okay, that's cool. It's just mindless, and it's slow when you actually start fighting because it goes through every spell, and it takes the animations are cool, but it takes forever, and everyone's just custom, just charge, kamehameha. It's like, that's why I put it down. I was still fighting because I just done my turn for that boss fight, and I was like, okay, time to wait for a minute before I choose everything again.
Yeah.
So it's just like, okay. Story. I've already heard all the things that Lunar is the setter of the tropes. It's very tropey.
Yeah.
I like it. It's funny. It's silly. I'm kind of missing it being dark and serious. It's way too happy. It's like things are happening. It's like, okay, guys, let's go. And I'm almost like, Is there any sadness in this game at all?
Near the end, it gets a little dark, but then
I'm like I'm at the end.
how near the end?
I'm-
Without spoiling, are you in the thing in the?
I'm in the big
Sky?
fortress thing in the sky.
Okay, nope.
Okay.
Not that far.
Not that far, I guess. It's just just things keep happening, and just I expect
How's no?
no.
Yeah.
He's still no. I'm expecting him to change eventually, but he's still no.
Still no.
He's still no.
Okay. So
I'm waiting for it.
No.
Trust me, I'm waiting for it.
That's it. Nice.
Uh,
I can't say how
I will say it's a game of its time. Like when we played it, it was like that game came out at the perfect time because we were still into the old style turn-based
Back
battles.
when we played it, I still thought it was old school. I was like, wow, this is really old, but it's catchy.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from, Maddie. Like for sure. Like I don't know if like I romanticized it because of like I played it in Korea and like how I played it and stuff like that. But yeah, it seems like it doesn't. At least game combat wise, it doesn't hold up as well as
the animations look fantastic and stuff. It's just like when your dungeon rooms are so big, they're tiny, and you're constantly going in and out from area to area to solve puzzles or whatever, and enemies are just constantly respawning. Fleeing is a pain in the ass, and like you can't really avoid, like you can if it's just big enough, but it's like it's really hard to try and avoid certain enemies. It's just like, okay, I guess I gotta fight slice, especially in the beginning because you didn't have a lot of stuff, so it was like made the battle system even slower. Just okay, slice, shoot a bow. I don't have enough MP to do anything. It's MP, right? Is it MP?
Yeah, sure.
It should be MP. So yay, cool. Now that I've
Another gif.
now that I've done the thing, is it spoil? I guess I can't spoil Lunar.
We know what you're talking about.
Yeah, now that I've got the sweet helmet on and I look dope. This is all right.
He looks okay.
He looks all right. But now that I got that, it's like, ooh, cool, another ability and stuff. But like even that, it's just like the circumstances of finding that and it happening. It's just like put her down, and then you fight and it doesn't accomplish really anything, and you're just like still happy and smiling. I'm just like, what are you doing? Why? Why is everyone so happy? Give me dark depressingness like I've played in all my games.
I want everyone to be
horribly depressed,
and everyone's angsty and
no, not even.
I
want consequences. I want consequences for things happening. It feels like stuff happens and it either gets resolved peacefully, or even when it doesn't get resolved peacefully, it's just like, we can still do this, guys. Let's move on. We're all happy and jolly. Onwards.
Sign of the times. Everyone.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the cheery, charming JRPGs. Yeah.
So I think you need to have some grindy in your life.
No,
I need
think
something
you need to
modern
play-
after
yeah, we were
this.
talking about
Sorry.
this earlier. Yeah, you got to play a modern game. Well, if you want something modern and dark, you should play Nier Automata. That's definitely got some dark tones to it, that's for sure. But it's super actiony. Like I know a lot of people are like, their love of that game hinges on if they like the platinum combat style, which I love. So that didn't bother me.
Except you quit 2 times.
Yes.
Yes.
Because for a similar reason that Maddie raged.
Segue!
Yeah. Because
Screw that segue.
I didn't save properly, and then what I ended up doing was I just turned the difficulty down until that part was finished, and then I turned it back up, and it was fine.
So, Maddie,
No.
let's explain this story.
We
that
have to.
No.
We talked about mine. It's only fair.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Or we could reenact it. I mean,
No! You piss off! No.
No. Dum, dum, dum.
You just threw your feet up.
I beat my Vita twice.
It was
It
funny.
was stupid!
Well, it was funny because I don't think Maddie meant for that because it was on Nick's little
Yeah, that thing's
couch
really
cushion
bouncy,
thing.
dude.
She threw it and then it went flying and it made like a clunk sound. I'm like, I hope that's not broken.
I even went like, I did not mean to do that. I meant for it to slide.
I think... So, I'll explain it.
No, I'll explain it, Nick, because you'll probably make me out to be some sort of
Just
demon.
Let her explain it.
Let me explain it, Nick, and then you can tell what you
Fill
saw.
in the holes if there are any
Yes,
holes.
so...
It's not really that hard.
It's not.
It's
But-
just
No.
It's just one thing.
No. It's not even that. I haven't told you the full reason why I was pissed off. So, I don't save that often in this game because I don't get reminded to, and so far it's kind of been a breeze. So like sometimes I'll be like, oh shit, I haven't saved in like 3 hours. Guess I should save again. So anyway, I'm doing the story, and yes, I forgot to save right before a boss. So we go into the boss room, and everything has been easy. Like nothing has been like 100 damage. Suddenly, I'm fighting a big bad, and it's like AOE 100 damage. I'm like, whoa, crap! All right, so I fight, and I realize that 2 people are down. I'm just like, you know what? I could do this better. So I purposefully kill myself, thinking that like every game I've ever played, a boss fight, you get a retry. Nope, game over. Load to the next file. So as soon as that game over screen came and then it went to the main screen, that's when I yelled what, and I don't know what I did really, but Nick can fill that in.
F this game. Ugh.
Yep.
Something to that effect.
I think I did say F this game.
No, I was saying it's like she wiped and forgot to save, and she lost a bunch of progress.
Yeah.
Which all of us have gone through.
Yeah.
And I think this is Maddie's first time.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I purposefully did it. I could have lived. I just... Every game I've played, if you wipe on a boss fight, you get a retry.
Oh wait, didn't that happen to me in Nier and you guys were giving me crap about it? That's weird. It's like almost the same thing happened.
Yeah, but she didn't quit. She played the
Yeah, and then after
Yeah.
that, I got really pissed off. I was like, don't play it. Just don't play it. Because I'm like saying, F this game. I hate this game. About to break my Vita over my knee.
No, this is what she was like.
Yeah, that was
she was
what
like
I was-
leaning on the couch like, I'm like,
Like,
let's just not talk to
She
her.
was just comatose in the couch, just dead. And I was like, Maddie has finally had this happen to her.
Mm-hmm.
Except
It's an awful feeling.
I cut. Well,
It's-
no. It's an awful feeling. It sucked. But then I'm thinking about it. One, I did it to myself. Yes. Mad that the game didn't have a retry system. Mad that I killed myself, because that's the kind of the thing I do. Is if I don't
You're
do
too
it,
used to trails.
if I don't do it optimally, I kill myself, and then I'll retry with a better strategy. That's what I like to do. So I purposely wiped myself, and then realized that I was so far behind. I had to do 3 dungeons over again, and the battle systems are so damn slow. It's just like, even though I knew what to do and where to go and what chests to get, I still had to fight the same amount of mobs, and it still took just as long. I cut 30 minutes, maybe 15 minutes off of my 2 hours to catch back up.
Nice. Because you knew what to do. Yeah, that helps. Sometimes you're just like mindlessly going through dungeons. You want to check the corners, make sure you get all the chests and whatever. So I get that.
And I caught up that night, and I did the thing, and I was like,
Right.
cool, I'm here again. And then I played an hour after that.
That happened on Berseria for me.
Hmm?
I was fighting a
You
dire.
can't retry in Berseria?
I was fighting a dire foe.
It's a dire foe, though.
And I forgot that you couldn't retry, and I died, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah, because you were probably working really long on that one.
And I was,
You're just like, oh.
To be fair, I think Nick was raging pretty hard at Xenoblade. Just to, I think there's a perception that Nick doesn't rage at games. He was pretty mad. Can this thing just end? The stupid dungeon goes on forever.
yeah, it was
You
pretty,
hear? I was like,
Yeah,
the first
it
time
was.
I see Nick that mad at a game in a while. I'm like, wow, okay.
Okay. All right.
it's like, when it ended, I'm like, finally! It only took 5 hours to get
Yeah,
to the
you
top
did
of
yell
this
that.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that was my experience through Xenoblade X too. That game is just needlessly long. Here's fingers crossed for 2 that it's not needlessly long.
It just, it's just too, it's too big.
At least with X you can get in giant robots and fly everywhere. In this you have to run.
Yeah, you run.
I think in 2 you get I think one of the blades turns into like a car or something like that. I could be wrong. I might
Hopefully.
totally. And you know what? I think I'm misremembering that in Xenoblade X the gears or the scales they're cars and then they transform into flying robots. Never mind. I misremembered that.
It's okay.
Ignore that.
Sorry.
And then also, Maddie, you
Yes.
had mentioned earlier today that you said that you wanted to field some recommendations because you want something modern.
I want something modern to play after this.
Yeah.
Granted, so everyone knows, Christmas break comes along, stopping everything for P5. But yeah,
She has a Christmas break.
I'll do.
When does that start?
It's in between. I don't know.
December 20th.
It's right after my finals because it's when the quarter ends, and it's in between quarters. So
Look at the shelf.
No, I
I-
can tell you. I already
looks-
have some recommendations.
probably the 18th through the January 6th.
Wait, it
Okay.
depends on what the next JRPG Journals is, right?
I guess. Are you gonna choose something archaic again?
No.
Okay.
We already told you.
Oh wait, Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, if you chose Kingdom Hearts, I'd be down
one
to
of
try that.
Okay.
You know, I think, oh man, what was it?
I think that game holds up pretty well, especially the PS. They did like a really good job on the remasters. It almost looks like a new game. Because sometimes what they do is they just upscale the resolution and they don't redo the textures. They redid all the textures in the Kingdom Hearts remasters. They look good.
It's Ni no Kuni, Grandia,
Ooh.
Kingdom Hearts, and there was
Ooh,
one
yeah,
more.
White Knight
Grandia,
Chronicles?
Kingdom Hearts. White Knight Chronicles. That's
I
a
know, that's why I
joke.
said that, yeah.
Oh my god, they would all vote for it too. I bet you.
Ironically, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was our chat during it was every journal. So it was like randomly chatting, and then suddenly
Sarah came.
Ooh.
Oh,
bunch
just
of
a bunch of
waifus.
waifus. Okay.
Kathleen has a point. Tokyo Xanadu arrives December 8th.
Ooh. That is modern, and that is a new JRPG.
It's also Falcom.
It is Falcom. I think you like it.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, Twitch is not loading the chat for me. Here,
Uh-huh.
I'll throw a couple recommendations out for Maddie, just something to think about.
Walter said Yakuza 0.
People really like
Who?
that game.
Oh, you
I know,
can
but
It's not a JRPG, but people seem to really like that game.
I still have no idea what.
So
I know what a Yakuza is, but I don't know what the game is. It's
It's
just
like a-
I see these shirtless guys walking around in tattoos.
it's like a Japanese GTA.
with no cars.
Hmm.
And the combat is very like brawlery, just like an old beat 'em up kind of.
It has
Interesting.
has a really good distinction between it goes from like super silly to like super serious, and somehow it works.
Yep. But it's very Japanesey. Like apparently you can befriend like this ramen shop owner, and like you can buy the ramen shop, and like stuff happens. Like, yeah, got on a ramen shop. But for the
Always a ramen shop.
What?
Always
Always gotta
defend the ramen shop owner. It's what you need.
So here were the games I was going to recommend, Maddie, because one, this is short, but I think you would really like Horizon.
Oh, of Horizon Zero Dawn?
Yeah, I platinumed that game in like 42 hours.
Ooh, I
you could
won,
probably-
guys.
So you could probably beat it
I'll stop now.
in less time if you just want to blaze through a game. And
I
that
know.
game's-
There's a lot of crafting in there, right? Is there
No.
crafting?
There's
Exploration?
crafting, there's crafting like arrows, but not the gear system is super simple. It's
Alright.
like you have an outfit and you have your wheel of weapons. You don't craft weapons or gear or
Interesting.
anything like that.
Interesting.
Horizon Zero
Horizon.
Dawn.
I was interested in it like the moment I saw that first trailer. It's just
It's
haven't had
really
time.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's not JRPG, but yes.
Yes.
Doesn't mean you have to play a JRPG. I would also recommend Nier Automata. Like, see if you can deal with the combat, because that seems to be most people's hiccup is they can't deal with the combat. I love that, like, just super fast hack and slash stuff that Platinum does. It's so much fun. But I think you'd like the story. The story is super dark, really interesting, very character focused. The world is not like the world, like the setting is not super interesting. It's like this very morose, like post-apocalypse kind of thing.
So there's this there's a game you like monster games, right? So there's a game called Jade Cocoon.
That game
Old.
is really archaic. If you want to talk
Old
about
and
archaic,
archaic.
yeah. Or I would say Ni no Kuni, because Ni no Kuni's coming out. That game is kind of long, though. I want to say that's like 40, 50 hour kind of game, depending on how much you want to like go off and collect
Pokemon.
extra monsters and stuff like that. But
That's not long.
yeah, I'm saying like because she wants to play P5 again. Like I'm trying to think of something she can squeeze in.
Because I have a feeling I'm gonna beat this in the next couple of days.
Yeah, you're close to the end for sure. But yeah, I think Kingdom Hearts is a great choice, especially on PS4 because it looks amazing. You like Disney stuff. There's a Mickey Mouse glass right in front of you.
Well, if we're going,
Well, that's not mine, but yes.
if we're going to play Kingdom Hearts 1, she has to know that
Hold the door. Wait, no, it's closed the door. Dang it. Sorry.
one thing you need to know is that the first one does control wonky.
It's very floaty. Like you fall and the jumping is really weird.
Floaty.
very floaty.
And one is super hard. I can't remember if it's one or two, but one of them is like really hard. I think it's one, and then it got easier with two. I'm trying to think if it's worth doing Birth by Sleep first because it's technically the prequel. Although I don't think it matters.
Doesn't matter now.
Yeah, it doesn't
Play the
matter.
first one. Kingdom Hearts 1.
It's good.
Except if we're going to.
I thought it was over there.
It's over there.
Yeah.
If it's not even open yet. If we are going to do Kingdom Hearts,
You'd have to
then
play it
I'll have
first.
to play it as well.
Oh my
Because
gosh.
I haven't played that since 7th grade. So, not long ago.
When we had the apartment together, I booted up the PS3 remaster for a little bit.
But me too. Yeah, me too.
But I really want to wait until 3 gets a release date, and then I'm like, I'm just gonna do them all.
Just do them all.
Yeah, I don't care what's coming out unless it's like the
All
final.
or just 1, 2, and 3.
No, I want to play. I want to do Birth by Sleep. I want to do Chain of Memories, and I think 2.8. But like all those weird little intercool things that they turn into movies. I don't want to play Dream Drop Distance. I heard that one's not great. That's the 3DS one.
That's the one that's after 2.
It is, but like I think 2.8 I think fills it in better. Or 0.8 or whatever it's called. The one where he plays Aqua.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just read a synopsis on Wikipedia or something.
What's the retrospective?
Dude, that retrospective is really good. The Kingdom Hearts one? Or the one on from Game Trailers. The King's retrospectives. Or they had, it wasn't a retrospective, it was the timeline.
It was a timeline, yeah. We were going to make a Metal Gear Solid one.
Oh, that's right, yeah. I forgot about that.
It's gone. It didn't come out. Sad.
Maybe after they do the Souls one, they'll get back around to it. But who knows? But yeah, those would be my recommendations. You got plenty to choose from. Horizon, Nier, Kingdom Hearts, Ni no Kuni.
Okay.
Yeah. Plenty to choose from.
Plenty to choose from.
Mm-hmm.
And Zestiria on the side.
It's really hard because
Zestiria on the side.
it's hard to play two JRPGs together.
Well, luckily you already know Zestiria, so it's
Yes.
easier.
No, but then I'm just like, yeah, I don't care about that. I'll still probably get into the story again. It's not that I'm getting distracted by two storylines. It's that I can't split time. If I want to play a JRPG, I'm going to play either the new one I'm focusing on, or I'm not going to play a new one and focus on replaying Zestiria. I can't do both.
Sure.
Or you just play the stereo.
Yeah, that's true.
And beat it in like 20 minutes.
No.
20 hours.
No.
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 All right, guys. Let us move to questions.
I did want to acknowledge something that Uragoth said in chat. So I remember I mentioned that Kingdom Hearts, the remasters look good. There was a story going around that they lost the assets, and so they literally had to remake them when they did the remaster. I remember hearing that too, and I'm like, that can't be right. But I'm like, they look fantastic, so maybe that was the case.
It's the same thing with Silent Hill. They didn't have.
That was a disaster.
They had
though.
incomplete versions of 2 and 3, and didn't complete them correctly.
Dude, that
sucks.
was just embarrassing.
And I have it, but I have the PS2 one. So
And I have it.
I have it.
Yep.
Sadly.
So yeah, we have questions from Discord, but if you're watching live and you want to post questions, feel free and post them in YouTube or Twitch, or if you're somehow listening and you're in Discord, then post them there too. So we've got a few this week. We'll go through.
All right. So Smash-a-Myths says, the talk of Xenoblade and my positive disposition, I can't say right now.
Disposition?
Yes. On X got me thinking of any games people have told you were terrible that you played and loved.
Ooh.
No.
It's been the opposite.
It's been the opposite.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of games that were terrible that I loved.
It's not JRPGs, but
I haven't. The thing is most of my games I've picked have been based on recommendations and things that people hate. I'm not gonna play, so I haven't really done that.
I'm kind of the same way. Like I wouldn't play a game that people don't like. Although I'll say this.
You have one, Maddie. It's obvious. It's called Tales
Is it Tales of Zestiria? Yeah, that's what I thought. There we go. Tales of Zestiria is mine.
But you played that when it came out before opinions formed, right?
Yeah, before an unreasonable amount of hate just formed against it.
I just remember playing it. I'm like, man, this game is great. I love this game.
Dude, I remember it was before.
Mine, and then everyone was like,
hey.
What?
I remember before I was playing, like, I was still playing, like, Persona 4 or something, and you were, like, trying to talk to Taylor, like, Taylor, I really want to talk about Rose and stuff. Like, you were trying to have us, like, Zestiria talk with him, and he just wouldn't play it. And so that's why you're like, Maddie, before you play Zillia, you're playing Zestiria. So I played
Connor both didn't
Zestiria.
like that game.
Which
I
one?
remember
Zestiria?
Zestiria, yeah.
I think it's too anime for Connor, but
I remember him and me kind of had the same problem, like about the open world with nothing in it, like that kind of stuff. And the story just never grabbed me.
Yeah, I remember I told you, I figured out what happened. You thought it was like, oh, it's going to be like an open world Tales game. Like,
Open world exploration Tales game? Nope.
It's just a big open
Field you run around in.
World map, pretty much.
Yep.
That's what it is.
Well, then they shouldn't have done that. They should have just made an old classic JRPG world
No,
map.
but I seriously never had a problem with that.
Yeah, that's just the world map. It's like Hyrule Field, but there's filled out more than Hyrule Field.
I guess.
But that's what it was.
We'll agree to disagree on this one.
I mean, yeah, it's fine, but like, I don't see the problem because as soon as you get to a certain part of the game, you can just teleport city to city.
But that costs money, Maddie, and people don't want to waste their guild that they have millions and millions and millions.
It's
and
gold,
millions
Nick.
and
Not
Gald of millions.
Gald, yeah, it is Gald.
I'm trying,
but I did I replayed it, and the world map has some problems with it. Playing Xenoblade Chronicles, you're able to look at every map without being there. Tales of Zestiria, you can't. You
Yeah,
can see
you
where it
can
is,
see-
but you can't go into the map, which should be there. I think you could do that in Berseria now.
Berseria, the map is fantastic.
Yeah. So they fixed that. But yeah, I just remember playing it, and I was like, man, this is great. There are definitely flaws in this game, but I love the story and I love the characters. Can't wait to talk to it about people.
We did have our long talk, Nick.
I love that game.
I love that game too.
That's for me.
And then I played, and then the anime comes out, and I'm like, oh my god.
Dude!
So good.
Yes! If you guys don't like the game, watch the anime. It's good.
All right, I'll
The
watch
story
it.
is good.
But they changed so much.
Yeah, that's the
And
thing.
it brings.
Are the art cards in here?
No, they're not. They're right here.
Okay, it's a bummer. It still has some good art, you know. Got some. Can't really see it very well, but
UFO Table has a great art style they do for the cutscenes and stuff.
You need to see the anime.
It's really good.
ridiculously animated. Like
It's so good.
super good.
Okay.
And I'm like,
It's Velvet over
like,
here.
why can't all anime look like this?
They don't have the budget.
No, that's like this has.
And
like
this is just the first season,
yeah, it's
dude.
the first season.
I really want to get to the certain points in the second season. I haven't watched them yet.
Is this season 2 coming out?
Yeah,
It's already out. It's just not on DVD with the dub. I think the dub's already out too. It's just not on DVD yet.
Is that the dub?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I think it comes with the Japanese
okay,
audio too.
Also, they there's no different Mikleo voice in the. It's all him now, so they redubbed it.
Huh?
You know how?
Wait,
there's,
really?
There's a different Mikleo voice.
Yes, because it's like a really important Mikleo episode.
Yeah, so I
Thank God.
didn't notice the change.
Woo!
So I was watching it before, like when it was released, and like during one episode, his voice changed.
His voice changed.
And I'm like, that doesn't sound like him.
Dude, and he was like my favorite voice actor too. So when I heard it, I was like, no. And then it went to the next episode, and the voice was back. So I was just like, wait, what? Just one episode, they had a different voice actor.
They did something like that for the Persona 4 anime. I feel like the first 2 episodes with Kanji are Troy Baker, and then the rest are with Matthew Mercer. I can't confirm that because when I talked to Erin at when I met her at the IGN thing that I got her on, I asked her about that, and she's like, "Oh yeah, it was Matthew Mercer for the whole thing because Troy Baker was on his honeymoon." And I'm like, "It says his name in the credits though," and even she was confused. So I don't. Maybe they just pulled it from the game. I don't know. But 2 come to mind when I think about this. So 1 is Final Fantasy X. That game is looked back upon as terrible because of the voice acting and how linear it is and all that stuff. So I just wanted to beat it because it's like when people say their favorite Final Fantasies, it's usually 6, 7, 9, and 10. Just because 10 was the first new one on the PS2. Mm-hmm. Glad I beat it, but I kind of agree with most. Oh, you know what? Sorry, we're talking about ones that people said they didn't like, and I like.
We actually got back on track on our question. Good job, Taylor.
Yeah, sorry, but no, I would say 15. I mean, like you guys have your issues with 15. I think a lot of people are like, oh, the story sucks. It's incomplete.
Well, I like 15 though. I have literally my only issue with it is the last 10 hours of the story. Mm-hmm. Everything else was fun.
The story. It's
the story. I have a lot of problems with this story, but here's what I can say. I think it's okay to find flaws in something, but still enjoy it. Yeah. And I'm frustrated with a lot of things in 15. Like, it's definitely a lot of the story bits. I didn't think the cities were that interesting. But
hey man, fishing was fantastic.
I really liked the fishing.
Fishing was great.
I got the trophy for it.
I like the world. And I saw the potential.
Yeah, that's what
of the story,
right?
And I was like, this would be such an awesome story.
So it would be so good.
I think we can agree on that. Like, I see the potential, and I knew what Versus was.
Just the beginning, that beginning part that you saw and you knew about. It's just like the fact that wasn't in there. It's just like.
We should have known, like, at the beginning when they played Stand By Me, it's like, oh, no.
You know where I really started thinking that the story for 15 was not going to pan out was when I watched the movie, because the movie came out before the game.
Kingsglaive or the anime?
Kingsglaive, yeah. And I saw it, and there's something that happens that you see in the movie, and it's talked about offhandedly in the game. And I'm like, why isn't this in the game?
Yeah.
A certain character dies, I'll say that. And you see the whole thing, and I'm like, that has zero impact when you play the game, and the game should be first and foremost. Like, do what they did with the side character that's just in a movie. Like, that was all fine. The action was cool, but like that big moment, that should have been in the game. Like, it just leaves no impact. Like, that happens. Okay, fine, then we're gonna keep going, I guess.
I always pose the question, without thinking about the anime and the movie.
Oh, what do you know about the characters?
What do you know about the characters?
Right.
Nothing.
And you know, like, barely anything about them.
I think I wonder if at the end of the day it made them the most money to make all that side content, so they don't really care. But like, yeah, it doesn't serve the game well. Because like with Persona, they had I didn't even watch it, but they had the Daybreakers anime. It was like literally a 1 episode thing.
And it wasn't. It was like it was all right, but the animation was like felt a little rushed.
It was based on a side quest.
A Memento side quest.
Yeah.
It wasn't supposed to do anything for the story. It's just trying to kind of slowly set up the world.
Actually do that side quest in the game.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. So somebody in Twitch said, Ned said, I'll just wait for the Final Fantasy Goaty Ultra Hyper Full Edition. That's what I want to do too.
That's what I want to do too.
I want to replay that game once they add all the DLC story after they fix everything.
Yeah, that's what
I want to replay it, but they're apparently going to do a second season pass. It hasn't been confirmed, but they've been talking about it. So once they add everything they're going to add, then I want to go back. Because I still, like I said, I still like that game. Maybe play it on a Pro if I can trade my old one in, like if there's a sale on a Pro or something like that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, just so it runs a little better because there are some parts where it slows down and it doesn't look as good.
Like Altissia.
Altissia, oh my god, the frame rate is so bad there.
It looks so good. Too bad you can't explore any of it.
That city is ridiculously confusing to get around.
I didn't run into any hiccups when I played.
Did you play on a Pro though? Mm-hmm. Well, that's why.
That's why.
But yeah, but the Altissia was so huge, and it just reminded me of Sonic 06. That's what the city.
Oh, it does.
That's
yeah,
what the city reminded me of.
Totally, like on the water and
like,
stuff. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah, there's a lot of weird things they did in that game where like it creates this huge city and you're barely there. Like you're in Altissia for like a few hours.
Yeah, I think the biggest city you were in that you keep revisiting is Lestalem. Like that really boring, dirty city.
Yeah,
that's in the middle.
Cuban-inspired one.
Yeah,
that was a weird city.
I remember when you're seeing trailers of it, you're like, oh my god, this city's gonna be so amazing. And
then literally it's just like alleyways and it's like dirt and pipes, like you said. I'm like,
mm-hmm.
okay.
All right. Let's move on to the next one.
Sure.
We've already talked about mine, which is pretty much the same as
Maddie's. Yeah.
Yeah. I like Tales of games, guys. I know that they're basic sometimes.
I like Final Fantasy games. I know they're convoluted, but dang it, I don't care.
Man, that video though, that was convoluted.
Oh my gosh.
Can't believe that.
Okay, so from Ned993, any games that completely went against your expectations in a good/bad way. I'm gonna answer this really quick.
Okay.
I never have any expectations for games.
Okay.
That is how I like all my games. Yeah. It's really weird. I don't know why. I never expect... When I buy Tales of Zestiria, I'm like, oh, what is this?
Like, I don't know if that's possible. Because, like, you can't just see you see something. You have to have some expectation of what it is. Like, oh, it's going to play like this. You can't have zero.
It's more like, oh, it's a Tales game. Whatever that's going to be. I pretty much know what it's going to be.
Okay.
Oh, it's Doom. Super excited about Doom, but I'm like, no expectations. I'm like, I want to play it, even if it's bad.
Okay. Interesting. So say the question again.
Any games that went completely went against your expectations in a good or bad way.
In a good or bad way. Okay. Do you have something, Maddie, or do you need to think?
No, I was gonna say Persona 5.
Okay. In a good,
obviously in a good way.
So you had played 3 and 4 before that, though, right?
I didn't quote unquote play. I actually had started playing 3, but I had watched the anime movie, all of 3.
There's 3 movies of that, right?
There's 4 movies.
Okay, so you knew the story.
I knew the story.
Okay.
What?
And I knew his canon character and stuff like that. And then I played Persona 4, watched the anime, loved it to death. And we went into this. We had like what was our expectations of Persona 5 like the week before it was going to come out, right? And both me and you said, it was just like, we don't think it's going to beat 4. We want it to be, our highest expectation was like, we want it to be as good, maybe a little under 4, and that would be amazing, right? Mm-hmm. And then it came in, and it was just like, boom, get out of here, 4! And I was like, Jesus Christ, okay. First 15 minutes, I'm like, yeah. So, I guess surprisingly / not surprisingly, it's Persona 5, but my expectations of it, you guys have only seen me of just like how, like, oh my god, Persona 5, best game ever, before it came out. I was just like, I hope it's as good as 4.
So many sequels have let us down, so it's like, can it possibly live up?
Please? I had it in my hand. You guys got it a little bit early the night before, and you guys were like, it's so good, Maddie. So good.
Oh my god, what's going on?
So my spring break comes, and I get it. Like, I wake up at 10, walk outside. It's just sitting there in my Amazon box. I'm like, here we go. And then binged it for 20 hours.
You were so far ahead of us. And then
I was so far ahead of you for the longest time.
And you're like, I'm farther than you.
I know where you guys are.
I just blew right past her.
Yeah, because then I had to work because my spring break was over.
That was fun times.
Man, yeah, Persona 5. I couldn't believe it. I played
on my Vita most of the time.
I know, I can't believe that either.
You're silly. It deserves a big screen. The city's beautiful. I mean, I would say the same thing for P5 as well. Like, my expectations were, we get crafted dungeons. I want the dungeons to be better. I want it to look like Catherine, and like that was all. I'm like, okay. And yeah, it's gameplay-wise, it destroys it. For sure.
Hey, when you played PSX, I played it at PSX, were you like,
Yeah, I was just sort of like, whatever. This is Persona 5. Like, I got no vibe. We barely got a chance to play it, so I was like, I don't really know what to think.
I almost got to a story part. I
Really?
was super close.
Nice.
And then right when I was about to get there.
Were you playing through Kamoshida's dungeon?
We were at the art museum?
We were at the art one.
Oh, the museum.
Yeah.
And I was almost there, and it ended. But it was really funny because the person next to me is like, "So how to play this game?" Like, I got this.
It's like, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it, man.
And she's like, "Okay," so like I load it up, and she has to do her job, right?
Yeah.
And she was like, "Okay, so to do that, okay, never mind, you got it." And I'm like, "Don't worry, I know
Yeah,
how to play
we
this
know how to
game."
play this game. Yeah. I will say the one that immediately comes to mind is Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Because you guys know I don't really like Zelda games.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I beat A Link Between Worlds, which I liked. And then I beat Link to the Past, which I did not like.
Oh, I have another answer now.
And then I stopped playing Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. Like, I just don't know. It just didn't hook me. But then Breath of the Wild, like, I remember I couldn't not compare it to Persona 5 because I was like, it was getting these crazy reviews. I'm like, oh, Persona 5 is better. I was being like a stuck-up Persona fanboy. And then finally when I got a Switch, I'm like, all right, let's just see what this is all about. And I played it, and I'm like, oh, this game's amazing.
In one of our episodes, we were like, "This is totally a Taylor game because it's open world and there's no story."
Yeah.
And I was like, "This is a Taylor game."
Yeah, that's what I... Yeah, that's the only
Gross.
bummer part is that there's not a lot of story, but it also doesn't get in the way because the game is all about exploration, finding shrines, finding Korok seeds, finding just things in the wild.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
And yeah, just getting new gear. You can color your gear, going to the new towns and stuff. It was cool, and it had a nice look to it, cell shaded. Like, there hasn't really been a cell shaded like anime looking open world game, and I don't count Zestiria because it's not quite the same thing.
Good. Can you imagine that though? An anime open world game.
I mean, that's what Zelda is basically.
If only it had a story.
Yeah, if only it has a story, but it was fun.
That would be enough to give it a try, but I'm just too scared that I was just like, great, open world. I'm going to spend 20 hours in it, beat the story, and be like, okay. When it's like a 100-hour game if you want to do everything, you know?
I'd like to think that maybe you can put those preconceptions aside of what a Zelda game is and just enjoy it for what it is, because it's like exploring is just so much fun, man. It's so cool. But I know Maddie favors story and music, which it has very little of. So maybe, I don't know. I'm hoping you'll enjoy it nonetheless.
You just don't
give
have
it a try.
that Taylor stuff where he's like, "Oh man, look over there. It's like a campfire. I want to go see what it is. I want to look at the embers."
Oh, I love that stuff.
It's like, Taylor, what the heck?
What's in the embers?
It's just a campfire, Taylor. Who cares?
Like, what does this campfire mean? Who started this campfire? Yeah.
That's funny because that actually happened in Easy. It kind of reminded me of Taylor. It's just like, guys, look, there's a campfire over there. I'm almost like, why do we care?
I remember.
Humble, did you create this? No.
I forgot. I was in your car and we are talking about something, and I was like, Taylor, I'm not like you. I don't go to like, hey, look, I want to go into that room right there and see what is in this desk. I wanna see oh my god, there's socks. What are in these socks? I'm like, and then you just start like laughing. Taylor, who cares?
What was the question again?
That is me.
Oh, I remember now.
Expectations. And then you're going to get mad at me for this one, but in the opposite way was Cold Steel, because you guys had hyped it up so much for so long.
He hyped it up a lot worse than I did.
This is going to be like the greatest game ever. And I'm like, it's okay.
It's good. It's a good game.
So good.
I really want to give it a second go with the Kai version on PS4.
Just because like I know you don't like the slowdowns. You know, it was framey. Right?
I just thought, well, I mean,
you didn't talk to anyone.
Yeah, you didn't talk to anyone.
And
I'm pretty sure you didn't read half the text.
Yeah, you were like in an Emma story moment, and you were literally just like X. I'm like,
I can read fast.
Some of the things is like, it's just like, you should know this. You just finished the game, and yet you don't know this.
That's
so
true.
what did we just talk about? Me looking at socks in a drawer, right? Like,
it's weird. You could do that, but you can't pay attention to some words.
It's okay. I will admit that we overhyped it.
Yeah, I can admit
Even
that. I really wanted to talk to someone about it.
But
that wasn't me, apparently.
Okay, let me try to separate this too, because I think when I say this, you guys get confused. So, I think the way the world is designed is boring, and I'm not saying the world building, like what's happening in the world. I'm talking about like the literal like environments are boring to me. Like they're just generic. Like it's a field, it's a mountain, it's a little town. Like there's there's nothing interesting about it.
You can't find that campfire.
Yeah, I need to find there's that campfire.
Well, it's funny because someone said something about the campfire, and I want to talk about it again. Well, you aren't searching for missing members at the time. You're like trying to get to the Great Tree at the time, and it's T's campfire. Like you guys don't know it, right? It's literally you don't even have to click on it, but if you click on it, it's just like, oh, who made this? Hummel, did you make this? Oh, someone's on the other side. It's like not like you're looking for anything. It's just like if you click on the campfire, you get that little beep.
And then 2 more I'll just end with real quick. I mean, I've talked about it enough, but Chrono Trigger, everybody's been saying it's awesome, and it I didn't want to believe them, and it's exceeded my expectations for sure. And then the other, oh gosh, I just lost it. Oh no, it was Mega Man Legends, because I remember we watched Connor play it, and I remember him saying, "Oh my god, this is like one of my favorite PlayStation games," like whatever. And then we watched him play it, and I'm like, whatever. And then I played it myself. I'm like, oh, this game's so good.
Yeah, apparently, the second one's better.
Oh man, Mega Man Legends is so good. Like that is one of those old 3D games, like that the look of it holds up. Like they did something really interesting with the look of that game. So, anyway. Yeah. Maddie, you had another one? You said you just remembered something?
Yeah. What was it? It was like Zelda Link Between Worlds or something like that. I just couldn't get into it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
You're probably not gonna like Breath of the
I have
Wild.
it still. What?
I said you probably won't like Breath of the Wild. We're like on opposites when it comes
We
to
are.
Zelda
Yeah,
games.
yeah. It's funny. It's funny.
I only like one.
Like I loved
First one?
he
Oh,
likes
Majora's
Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
I like Ocarina of Time, even though for some reason when I was playing Ocarina of Time, I literally don't know why, but I had like this is when iPod Touches were really popular, right? So I had my iPod Touch and I had a guide onto it. I 100%ed Ocarina of Time with like 100% guide for some reason.
You beat Ocarina.
I 100%ed Ocarina of Time.
Interesting.
I don't even know why. I played it. Like I liked it. I liked the story. I was like, ooh, story bullets, da, da, da. But then I get into a dungeon and be like, guide. Okay.
What
guide.
Is your, would you say Twilight Princess is your favorite?
Yep.
Okay.
So she grew up with it.
I grew up with it.
I mean, that's fair. There's something about
it's also
nostalgia.
dark.
Yeah.
It's also pretty dark.
I'm not like Ocarina of Time.
That's fine.
And
I
so-
don't care.
I didn't like it either.
And Panda Cinema says is a bad game. It's
I
a bad
mean,
game.
it's not.
It's totally of its time.
It's of its time, yeah.
When that game came out, it was like amazing. It's like looking back on Final Fantasy VII. Like that game is probably hard to go back to for a lot of people.
I looked at it and I don't want to play it at all.
It scares you, right?
Yeah.
I want to play it again after watching that recapitation.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I want to play this.
Is there one for 7?
Yeah, I think he has one for all of them.
I want to watch one for 7.
He has one for Zillia.
Really?
Yeah, but like nothing else.
Well, I already know what Zillia is. So.
But yeah, it's.
I don't know if you should watch 7 because it'll ruin the remake.
I've done my research.
Oh, okay.
Taylor.
Well, never mind then.
I know who Cloud truly is.
Yeah, not a JRPG, but have any of you tried XCOM? I have
Wait,
not.
Mario and Rabbids?
I did play XCOM
I know
on
what
the
XCOM is,
No.
but I haven't tried it.
a little too hardcore for me. I know what they were trying to do, but it just didn't hook me the way Mario and Rabbids did.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Maddie, here's a question.
Yo.
From Devil's Cry.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite?
Yeah.
Cold Steel.
Mm-hmm.
Class 7 character.
How is that even...
It's quick.
It's,
Go.
Obviously,
it's Reen.
Sarah.
It says Reen.
Yeah?
Okay.
Maddie, I want to know what's yours. Reen for obvious reason.
Reen for very obvious reasons.
I'll give you one guess. What do you think?
Emma.
No, Milliam.
Yeah, probably either.
Oh, I
probably
forgot about Milliam.
Yeah, probably Milliam or Laura. Yeah,
Laura's
Milliam's
a good
that
one.
typical, Moggy Lou Pascal character. She's just fun and quirky.
I knew yours, Kathleen.
But I like Laura.
Elliot.
She's one of those characters where she is like a ice princess, but there's more going on beneath the mask, if you will.
Oh, you don't say.
And she's the best fighter. She's so strong.
Well, she's always in my party. I made Reen the best fighter. Because he's OP. Reen OP.
She was my girl at the end of the game. Like when you
Oh, nice.
have your little event or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah, she was the girl I had. Oh, when you dance at the school festival. Yeah. Laura's cool.
She's pretty cool.
Everyone knows mine.
And wait, who did you say, Emma?
Oh,
no,
I was like,
Reen,
yes,
sorry.
Emma, but
No,
yeah, Reen is Kathleen's is Elliot, baby Elliot,
Oh, yeah.
Angel Elliot. She loves Elliot. Put Reen back in front, please.
I need a Sarah
Thank
one.
you.
Thank you.
I need a Sarah one.
She's technically not a member of the class.
Yeah, she's the teacher. That's
besides-
not
still a member of the class.
no
Besides Sarah.
class 7. Besides Sarah, you could say Crow.
I don't care about Crow. I don't know any like. Sadly, I never did any of his stuff, so I don't.
Oh, really? I did a little bit, not a lot.
All the characters I like are like not in class 7.
So let's see, Toa,
Yeah.
What about
Sarah.
What about purely like for combat then?
Fee. Fee's
You
so
guys are
good.
weird. I like how everyone's just like, use Fee. Fee's the best character, and never used Fee.
You know why I use Fee? Because Fee's Joshua.
I hadn't played Sky yet.
I know, but I'm saying that's what Fee was. Fee was Joshua.
Joshua's better.
Of course he's better.
Joshua way better.
I like Kathleen's like, you can buy a sticker of Sarah off my Redbubble shilling time. So if you want a Sarah sticker,
That's true. Actually, her Sarah is really good.
You should
get it.
You need to draw me a Sarah icon.
No, just take her Sarah sticker.
It'd be funny.
do it.
She's holding like a glass of ale too. It's good.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, it's a long one.
Story time with.
Which Relina?
If we want to do one real quick, there's one live
Okay,
on
yeah.
YouTube
Yeah.
where it's I cannot. It's Tayson's gaming spot. Do
You
each.
ask if we have our own gaming YouTube channels.
Thanks.
Taylor
Taylor
so
does.
Maddie, you have your own stream.
I do have my own stream.
I had a YouTube channel, but once I started doing the side thing with Maddie, I just don't. I have zero time to keep up with that.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a side one called the Gaming Shelf. I have a really big. The most popular one is that Final Fantasy VII or Final Fantasy 15 retrospective.
Oh, it was really well
that I'm
done.
really proud of.
You haven't made anything in ages.
Nope. And
Still
then
wanna make gaming
randomly, I made this one called Modern Games with Retro Graphics.
Oh my god.
And now that's my most viewed video, and I found out why. So there's this guy on YouTube. His name's Pyro. He's kind of one of those like he comments on YouTube drama or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And literally for a split second in one of his videos, he has the same thumbnail, The Last of Us Remastered. And if you search that, my video is the first one that pops up. So I think people saw that video and like, oh, what's this? And I have all these hate comments. They're like, oh, nice video. You put like barely any work into it.
Yeah,
Oh, let me.
so-
I'm
so
like,
funny.
okay. I'm like,
Okay, thanks for the views.
yeah, I'm like, yeah, exactly. I'm like, thanks for the views. Paying for my Crunchyroll every month. And then I did a bunch of other just random stuff like
Your Shinkara.
reviews. I actually like, people make fun of top 10s. I really like making top 10s. They're so much fun.
So I want to do like at the end of this year. I want to do a silly top 10 or top 5 JRPGs, and I
Mhm.
want you the chart. I want you to be the star of it.
Okay. And our channel?
Yeah, that's gonna be great. And yeah, our channel right here is pretty much where.
LHG.
Yeah.
We had other like Let's Plays type stuff.
Used to. A long time ago.
But yeah, now it's pretty much just this. We want to get back
We
into
stream
gaming.
every now and then
Yeah, we
for
do.
on LHG Live, and then I have
Yeah.
my personal stream, which right now isn't JRPGs because every JRPG I'm playing seems to be like a handheld or non-streamable.
Yep.
Oh.
Oh yeah, you can't stream it. I forgot.
You can't stream P5, but you could stream.
You can't stream Sister either.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bandai Namco is weird. They block all the tail stuff.
You
Yeah.
can't stream it.
Now there's like
We just
no reason for me to play.
Or
Yeah,
you could
Kippy
get it the
just found
PC
it.
version.
Yeah, Kimpy just found it. I mean, I could stream it, but
Wait, why can you stream it?
because I have a capture card.
You can't
Oh,
stream
you can't stream it through
the PS4
the PS4.
app. Yeah.
Give me your capture card, you son of a bitch.
Or get it on PC and stream it through.
Why would I buy it when I spent $250
You gotta
on?
support the developers.
I spent $250 on the collector's edition. I'm playing it on my PS4.
All right, fine.
But yeah, killed in Nerd Rage.
That's it.
There was another.
There's another.
Oh, we never got to which Rolina's.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is.
Okay, I need to read this.
Okay, here we go. Story time.
Is there any reason why only antiquated JRPGs, games from before the end of Sega as a console manufacturer, get brought up when discussing games to go back and play? It's not just here it happens, it's a common throughout the internet in general. Rarely do I hear people talk about PS2, PS3 era.
Well, I've got some
games
answers
in
for
this.
that.
I
Always
don't
leaves
understand the
one
question
era,
still,
and really
so.
I'd like to hear your thoughts as to why this is and why we might be able to try combat the tendency.
Okay, so can you say the question now?
So basically, why is the PS2 and PS3 era not talked about in regards to JRPGs? Basically,
I can tell you why, because during that era is when everyone was growing up and did not play video games that much.
Well, there's a couple. Well, he said across the internet. So the PS3 one's easy. There just weren't any on the PS3. There was like the 2 Zillia games, Ni no Kuni, and a bunch of bad Final Fantasies, and then like crap like Hyperdimension at 2D. I know people like those games, but they're not nearly on the level. Like I don't even think they're in the conversation. And we got White Knight Chronicles, like all these like really subpar games. And the home for JRPGs ended up being like the PSP and the DS, which a lot of us didn't play. Like the PSP got hacked to hell and back, and nobody was buying those games. And so I think that's the answer for PS3. Like there's like I can count on like one hand JRPGs on the PS3 worth
Are
playing.
you getting out the PS3 JRPGs?
Yeah, get this shit out of here.
Let's get the ones that are in here.
What is that?
These are White Knight Chronicles. These are belong in the trash.
Disgusting.
Belong in the trash. Okay. Oh, Grace's F. I take that back. Grace's F. That is like
Ooh.
that is like in the upper. That's like the upper tier. Oh, and then the Atelier games. The Atelier games were good. So yeah.
Okay.
So Ni no Kuni,
Okay, I guess I'm
the
going
Atelier
back.
games, a couple Tales games, and obviously the Trails games for you guys. But there's just a lot of disappointing games. PS2, I think, like I was actually thinking about this on the way over here, and during the PS2, here's what I played. I played a new whatever new Resident Evil game came out, whatever new Final Fantasy game came out, whatever new Madden game, and what new Tony Hawk, and that was it. Those are the only games I ever bought. And then I just stopped playing after Final Fantasy 12 is basically when I stopped buying new games.
Yeah, during the PS2 era, I played Unreal Tournament on the PC, Counter-Strike,
Quake.
Quake.
Mm-hmm.
So now you know what I was playing. I was that guy. And excuse me. And didn't play any console games until the PS3 pretty much.
Yep.
Except I got into survival horror at the end of the PS2 era.
Good. Tormented me at night.
Suffering got me back. Oh no! First it was the
thing.
thing.
It was the thing for sure.
And I played it on PC at my friend Tim's house, and then I asked my mom, can you give me the thing for Christmas?
What thing?
And she agreed.
And she was like, yeah, okay. She got me the PS2 one.
That's fine, whatever.
And it was a used one. I'm like, I don't care. I want to play it.
I will say though, I don't know if that's necessarily true about the PS2 not getting talked about. There's a ton of when you talk about the all-time greats, there's a ton of games on the PS2. I mean, Persona 4, Persona 3, Dragon Quest 8. Like, I think time has come around to Final Fantasy 12. Like, I think it was so radically different at the time, but I think people really like that game now. So I think I would give that one a shot. Kingdom Hearts, obviously, it's a huge one.
Rogue Galaxy,
Dark Cloud.
Like, we've played them.
All the Tales games, like Tales of the Abyss. Actually, that's the only one I can think of.
Tales of the Abyss, Tales of Legendia, Tales of...
We had a camera difficulty. It said the camera wasn't connected for a second.
Oh, weird. Okay.
Anyway, sorry. My back. No. Okay.
You good?
Continue.
All right.
Yeah, and then 10 people seem to like Final Fantasy 10.
I mean, if you look down there...
10 people Final Fantasy. Only 10 people like Final Fantasy 10?
All the Tales of Destiny. That's all the Tales games on PS2 right there. And I think I'm missing a couple.
They're all in Japanese.
Yeah, all of them are in Japanese. Except for two.
Does Gaia that started on that? Yeah, I think there's. Well, here's the other thing too. PS2, if I remember, I could be totally wrong, but I think that PS2 has the biggest games library of any system ever. So I think people were just playing so many different games, like it was hard to find the good ones. But like I would arguably say that PS2 has maybe the best library of JRPGs. Like if you think of like the breadth of quality, like I would put it way up there.
So what you need to do, you need to give us a list of what PS2 JRPGs to play or what to get, and we'll get them.
Yep.
Because I need to build my PS2 JRPG library and have nowhere to start.
What's really funny is I think a lot of the really good ones got re-released somewhere else with better versions. So like Final Fantasy X, that's the best version's the PS4 version. Same with 12. The best version, I would argue, of Dragon Quest 8 is a 3DS version.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It makes me so mad that they downported that instead of putting that on Vita and PS4.
Which one?
Dragon Quest 8.
Oh yeah.
It looks worse, but but the gameplay wise, it just is easier to play.
PS2 had 3 Suikodens.
That's right, 3 Suikodens. Yeah, I played the third one for like 5 minutes, and then I never played it again for whatever reason. I think I just wanted to see what it was like. But yeah, PS2 has awesome JRPGs for sure. But I think to get back to kind of your point, like PS1 was like the dawn of like the amazing ones. Like there were so many good ones. I think that's when everybody started to get into them with like Final Fantasy 7, and then
that's when we played when we had our childlike wonder. So they left it a huge impact on us.
Right.
And then we became, disgruntled teenagers. And then we started playing again when we became adults. So like real life,
yeah,
working adults.
Yeah.
And that's when Maddie started playing too. So.
No, I started playing when I was a teenager. I'm like in the middle of high school and I was playing. I focused more on my fake high school life in Persona 4 than I focused on my real high school life.
Smart choice.
It was a very smart choice. Got me through that.
I played shooters for a long time.
You did. I played with you sometimes.
It was shooters and survival horror games, and that's what I played.
You know what's funny? I think one of the games that had the biggest impact was 13. Not because
White Knight Chronicles.
White Knight Chronicles 2.
Yeah, best game ever. And not because of the quality, but because I remember when this game came out, I didn't have a PS3 at the time. But people were so mad at it, like, oh my gosh, this isn't Final Fantasy. Why is it all linear and stuff? And so it inspired me to like start collecting like crazy. And so I play like Wild Arms and Lunar and Suikoden.
Don't tell me
Lunar.
about
And
the friggin'
Grandia.
collection because I'm so mad at you still.
Wait, did he sell a bunch of games or something?
He sold Valkyria Profile.
Yep. And
Back.
Suikoden 2, I think.
Which is like a $150, $200 game.
Yeah, it's fine. It's not fine.
It's not fine.
But
So mad. But I got when you sold like, the old other stuff.
yeah.
I wish you didn't because you had so many rare ones.
But I played through so many like obscure PS1 JRPGs like Shadow Madness and
I wish you kept them. Right
I have some. I didn't get rid of all of them. What was that? The girl RPG? What was that one called?
What?
The girl RPG, the fairy tale girl.
Rhapsody?
Rhapsody, a musical adventure. I remember playing through
Oh.
that.
I remember you were playing and you were like, every dungeon is exactly the same except a color swap.
Yeah, it's like this silly. It's like a 10-hour JRPG for girls or something. It's so
Okay.
It's perfect
Yeah.
for you, Maddie.
No.
you'd hate it. You wouldn't like it.
Is
The combat system's actually kind of interesting, and I liked its cheerfulness. But yeah, it's the dungeon design's really bad, and it's so generic. It's like flipping the script. Like the prince gets kidnapped, and you're the princess, and you have to rescue him or whatever.
Oh,
all these
snap.
people are
Just
telling us
tell us.
JRPGs.
Shadow Hearts,
PS2.
Radio Out of Story, PS
Shadow
Dot
Hearts,
Hack.
Radio Story, I have those.
Yep.
Tactics counts. Suikudens, didn't have that. Star Oceans 3, don't have any of the Star Oceans.
I have two. I feel like
Dot Hacks, but that's coming. Well, except the
it's
original.
out.
Well, those are the older. I think the original 3 aren't out.
Yeah, that's true. But there is a remaster. So anyway, yeah, PS2 had great games. So don't.
Yeah,
We
you
just gotta look for it.
yeah, and we just haven't played them a lot, like I have. But these people.
Yeah, my list of death. I'm slowly working my way through it. I got through.
Maddie's
I
still
don't
Maddie's
have
still
a
seedling.
reason to.
Maddie's still a seedling.
I
Taylor is
played what I've grown up with.
Taylor is like wilting a little bit, but now he's starting to get watered a little more. So
Mhm.
it's come back.
I'm a seedling.
And I just need to go back there. I need time.
Or you could just not replay that game.
Miracle
need to play it.
Whitney. Can I rest now?
But yeah, those are the. You want to keep going? We still have more.
We have more questions?
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
ready.
It's from who? From where?
Well, people could ask now if they want to, but we have another one from Ned.
Okay.
Also, what are your favorite side quests, and which games have your least favorite ones?
Side quest. I don't know if I can think of any side quests.
I got one.
You guys talk and I'll
Okay,
think.
Xenoblade has the worst side quest of all time.
I got a good side quest here.
Maddie, you can go for the blue.
I got a good side quest. Tales of Berseria.
Can you think of... is he saying overall or one specific side quest?
I think
Overall, they had
I
a
think overall and specific ones as well.
Okay.
Overall, Berseria had really good side quests. They had a story, meaning behind them. There was a reason you were doing what you were doing. It wasn't go collect 4 apples and then you get some gold. It's like, let's go on some little kid is dying and he was a friend of this person. Let's go, there's an ancient recipe. Let's go get these various things.
Okay, so, yeah, the Berseria side quests were like huge side quests.
Yeah, there were like not a lot of them, but they were like very focused and in depth and good like side stories.
And one of the side stories explains something in Berseria.
It kind of does.
And I'm like, that's
Okay. It was and like it helped with like since I like the skits in Berseria were really good too. So like the use of skits within the side quests and stuff were really nice. Yeah, and they had special cutscenes and everything.
Nice.
They're good.
To piggyback off Nick, Xenoblade X has bad side quests?
I think Xenoblade in general just has bad
Ooh, I
side
got another
quests. What?
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 15 has terrible side quests.
For the
Yes.
most part.
For the most part, yes. Go find the dog
I
tags.
got another one.
Find the dog tags.
I know another one.
Well, that one's bad.
Okay, go.
Yeah.
Tales of Zestiria has awful side quests.
It's true.
Ooh.
Because the purple side quests are not even side quests. They are required.
Well, that's your fault. I did them on the way.
Yeah, but those...
I got there and immediately blitzed by.
They're called like special side quests or something like that. And they're like, no, those are required.
Gotta get the Earthen Historia, man.
Earth in the story.
Earthen Historia.
The one side quest I will say in Final Fantasy 15 that's amazing is the secret dungeon that you can only get after you beat the game and you get the flying car.
I
So
didn't
special-
turn it on after I
So
beat the game.
special- That's the special.
It's not even... Yeah, you get like... when you get the flying car, I think somebody tells you there's something that you got to go find. And so when you find the location of where it is and then what you do in there, like I've never experienced anything like that in a Final Fantasy game. It was insane. Like it's basically like a platformer dungeon. It has nothing to do with like puzzles. It's like you trying to figure out like how to just get through it. I think it took me like 3 or 4 hours. I just sat there. I'm like, no, this thing is not going to beat me. And then it has like the best item or best accessory in the game, like auto dodges for you so you just don't get hit.
So another what?
Okay. I understand your Zestiria pain. I just don't fully agree with you. But continue.
I know, it's just really funny.
Mm-hmm.
It should be like required quests, not side quests.
Sure.
Tales of Eternia has great side quests. The end game, there's I think a couple secret dungeons. There's a bunch of secret Kramels that you could find, which are like summons. There's a special summon where you have to do a specific thing. You have to like search underwater because you could go underwater in subs and explore caves. And I forgot how you do it, but you could find a way to find Clemente, which is a Swordian from Tales of Destiny. And then once you're able to grab it, it gives you a summon, which the summon is all the Tales of Destiny characters come and attack them with their signature moves.
That's awesome.
And you can only do it, you're only able to summon it like once every 20 minutes, I think.
Nice.
But it's like, it's really cool to do. And then there's a secret dungeon where you fight Valkyrie, and then you could upgrade your ship to a point where you have flying ships now.
Whoa.
And there's so much side quests. And there's of course the arena, which you could fight your typical...
Is that side quests, though, or just extra content?
Those are side quests.
Yeah, see, that's what I was saying. Because, like, Final Fantasy VII has interesting side content, but they're not...
Like the
no
gold
quest.
saucer?
Yeah, because there's not really quests in that game. There's not a quest log. You just do stuff. So, like, yeah, the gold saucer, like, getting Knights of the Round with the gold chocobo, the battle arena to get the ultimate weapon, like Omni Slash, finding a lot of people's final limit breaks, like that stuff is really interesting and fun and different.
Upgrading mystics in Zestiria is cool and hard. Really hard.
You know what I want to find?
What?
To be able to do the combined mystic art with Rose. I want to know how
That's
to do
what
that.
I'm working on. I'm working on some side quests, and then I've turned off Zestiria and never booted it up again. But I was upgrading a Rose something at the time. It's like you had to fight her and Zavid, and it was actually really hard.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Would you guys consider Social Links side quests?
I was going to say, do you consider Mementos quests side quests?
Oh, those definitely are.
Because I would say P5 then. Of course.
I guess, yeah.
If Social Links are side quests, then those have the best side quests for sure. Because each character is like a whole side quest. It's not. I mean, it's optional, right? I don't know why you would not.
Okay, so
Trails.
Trails of Cold Steel has side
Trails of
quests
Cold
and
Steel.
social links.
There you go.
All right, we got another live question.
Oh my gosh, so many live questions.
Yeah, a lot of live questions. From Tayson's Gaming Spot. What are your thoughts on games that are connected but people don't know because their names differ completely? For example, Nier is a sequel continuation of Drakengard, but most don't know.
I mean,
Drakengard is like apparently a certain ending connects to Nier.
Right.
I have the same universe.
I have no opinion because I can't think of a game that does that I've played.
I know apparently Tales of Fantasia is connected to Tales of Symphonia.
Whoa.
And I don't see it, but
apparently Zestiria is connected to Berseria.
that you could totally
you could totally see because you have same characters.
Yeah. I don't...
Do.
Yeah, I mean, the only game I can think of is Final Fantasy Tactics and Final Fantasy 12 and...
Vagrant Story.
Vagrant Story, thank you.
Those are all in Ivalice.
I don't know anything
Okay.
about Vagrant Story, but I know they're connected somehow. That's cool when games do that, I guess, but...
Well, I always thought like Final Fantasy Tactics was like a different Ivalice, but apparently it's like 100 years after a climatic event in 12's Ivalice.
That's interesting.
So I was like, oh, that's cool. I guess that makes sense then.
Yeah.
That's why all the races are gone, except for humans
Mm-hmm.
or homes. Yeah. Do you play any other Megaten games besides Persona?
No.
That's also from Walter.
No.
I played Persona Q. I mean, that's obviously Persona, but
What's a Megaten game?
so like Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne or Strange Journey or Devil Survivor or just pure Shin Megami Tensei, the dungeon crawlers on 3DS and stuff.
No.
I have
haven't.
not touched those yet.
Nope. I probably won't ever touch them.
I play Dancing All Night.
There you go. That one. I play Arena Ultimate.
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Oof. We should end soon. My stomach's eating itself.
Oh, you need the foods.
Yeah,
Alright.
that Chinese food made me hungry.
Yeah, so we have one more.
Okay.
From Oz Haraf.
Okay.
What do you think of Bandai Namco entirely front-loading their lineup in spring 2018? Ni no Kuni 2 and Digimon on the same day, as well as Dragon Ball FighterZ a week later. Code Vein in February, not to mention Little Witch Academia having its own game in spring in America.
Yeah, that's weird. I feel like they're just, depending on the game, I mean, they're all a little different, but I feel like inevitably they're going to cannibalize each other. Like, I remember a while ago, Ubisoft released a Rayman and a Assassin's Creed game, like, literally on the same day. I'm like, why would you do that? Like, I know they're two totally different games, but, like, don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Because, yeah, because I remember initially Digimon and Ni no Kuni were going to release on the same day. I'm like, that's stupid. Like, nobody's going to buy Digimon if you release Ni no Kuni on the same day. I don't know. I guess they're different enough. Like, especially, like, you look at Code Vein, Ni no Kuni, and Dragon Ball FighterZ, they're all pretty different. But they all have that anime feel, and I feel like they're selling to the same audience. And that not everybody can buy that many games, you know? So maybe they could have spread it out.
Yeah, Code Vein and Ni no Kuni are coming out in the same time.
That's what
Like,
I'm
I'm interested in both of them, but like, I'd buy Ni no Kuni first.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why I'm hoping Ni no Kuni is delayed.
Yeah, I hope it is too now, the more I think about it.
Because I want to play Lost Sphere.
They're building up.
I don't care about
They're
Lost
building
Sphere.
up to the epic Tales announcement.
Yeah, we still don't know what those 3 exclusives are.
That we
They're
don't
not
even
all-
know what the next game is.
Yeah, we need to know the next Mothership title.
Yeah.
Which is going to be... I don't know.
You know what you want in your heart.
Tales of Nuria. It's a new one.
I bet you it's going to end in Ia.
Probably, even though a lot of people want a real word again.
Yeah, it's gonna be an Ia, and hopefully it's takes place in between.
In between Versarians, let's do it.
I want to know.
There's
what
so much
happens.
that happens. Ah.
No, we don't need that.
Oh, yeah, we
Why,
do.
and Why?
Spoilers.
F arc in abyss.
What?
I can dream.
Yeah, we can dream. Tales of
No
Abyss
F
2.
arc. I don't even want a second game. I just want an F arc. Give me that extra like 10 hours. All I want.
All right, since Taylor is eating himself right now because he's really hungry, and it's been 2 hours out,
Mm-hmm.
and we answered all the questions. We're gonna end it here.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good. He just gets up, just walks off.
Sounds good. Bye.
See ya.
And I just totally smacked my microphone.
And thank you, everyone watching. We are watching a lot. A lot of you are watching today, both on YouTube and Twitch. Thank you so much. Pretty much very surprising. We have at least 20 people watching. It's pretty cool.
Very cool. Very cool.
If you are watching on YouTube, we were on Twitch. Just search LSG Live. That is our account. If you want to join the conversation with us, we have a Discord. Just the links in the description of the video, and on our website at www.lostsonicgamers.com. And yeah, and that's how we're gonna end it. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to us. Give us a thumbs up, like, helps us out, gives us more viewage on both YouTube and Twitch. And we're also on SoundCloud and iTunes, which come out on Thursday.
On all the things.
And all the things. So everything, all the VODs, the archives come out on Thursdays of the next week. So thank you. Have a good day, guys. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next Sunday at 1.
Bye.
Yeah.